Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy.
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
She said, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? And she said, what? And then it was like, no. And I was like, she's lying. At that point, I knew she's lying. There wouldn't be no reason for me to be around each other.
50 Cent just dropped some bombshell receipts claiming that Jay-Z might be the one who set Tory Lanez up to get stabbed behind bars. Yeah, it's getting real wild out here. Tory was reportedly stabbed 14 times in prison just a few days ago and somehow made it out alive. Barely. At first, people thought it was just another fight that went too far in prison. But now, 50 Cent is saying Jay-Z allegedly had something to do with it. And the reason? Supposedly to protect Megan Thee Stallion and her image. Crazy part is, some brand new evidence just came out that might prove Tory didn't even shoot Megan. If that turns out to be true, people are starting to wonder if the whole case against him was shaky from the jump. And now, with this stabbing, this saga is spiraling into something way deeper. This Megan and Tory drama just won't stay buried. It's like every time things calm down, something even messier explodes. And now Tory getting attacked in prison? That just raised the stakes big time. According to several reports, the stabbing was vicious. Tory was out in the prison yard at California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi early Monday morning when another inmate ran up on him and stabbed him multiple times. Law enforcement sources confirmed he had to be rushed to get medical treatment. He's lucky to still be breathing. Nobody really knows the full motive behind the stabbing yet, but one source says Tory had to be rushed by ambulance to a regular hospital in Bakersfield, not just the prison infirmary. Reports say the attack went down around 7:20 a.m. in one of the housing units at California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. As soon as it happened, prison staff jumped in with emergency care and dialed 911 right away. Then things got even crazier. Tory's team posted an official statement on his Instagram claiming he was stabbed 17 times. They broke it down. 7 hits to the back, 4 in the torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 across the left side of his face. And on top of that, both of his lungs collapsed. He was put on a breathing machine just to survive. The good news, he's now breathing on his own again. Even though he's still in pain, the statement says he's talking normally, staying positive, and super grateful to be alive. He also thanked everyone for their prayers and support during this scary moment. But here's the thing, not everybody was feeling sympathy for him. Some folks online were straight up cold about it, calling it karma for what happened with Megan Thee Stallion.
Worry about it. Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie?
One person even tweeted, "People feeling sorry for Tory Lanez is so funny. Just know that him being stabbed does not compare to him shooting Megan. I don't feel bad at all for that creature." According to 50 Cent, this wasn't just a fight. He's calling it a targeted hit, and the guy who did it. Yeah, he's not just some random inmate. Reports say the man who allegedly stabbed Tory Lanez is named Santino Casio, and trust, this dude's got one of the nastiest records out there. Casio, who's 42, is already serving life in prison with the possibility of parole. He's locked up for second-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder using a deadly weapon, and seriously injuring someone. Basically, his rap sheet stretches all the way back to 2004, and it's ugly. The guy's been deep in the system for years, and with a sentence like that, it probably wouldn't take much for him to be pushed or paid to take someone out. Word is, the attack happened in the housing unit at California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. Officials are now investigating Casio for the stabbing, and with his record, this situation just got even darker. Luckily, even though Tory got jumped bad, the hit didn't go as planned. He survived. But now people are asking the big question, Why would Jay-Z allegedly be behind something this extreme? The trial's already over. Tory lost the appeal, and it should have been the end of the road. So why now? Why this? Well, the word on the street is Jay's trying to protect Megan again. Rumors say some new evidence just popped up that could shake the whole case and possibly flip public opinion in Tory's favor. Remember the night everything went down? There were 4 people in that car. Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Megan's best friend Kelsey, and a bodyguard. Now here's where it gets shady. During the trial, the bodyguard vanished. No testimony, no explanation. Just disappeared like he was never there. But now, looks like guilt caught up with him because he's finally stepping up and claiming Tory never shot Megan and that Kelsey did it. According to TMZ, Tory's legal team says the bodyguard, identified as Bradley James, overheard Kelsey confessing to firing the gun that hit Megan.
2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement.
He allegedly heard her say she fired 3 shots, and when Tory tried to stop her by grabbing her arm, the gun fired 2 more times. If that's true, it changes everything. And get this, during the actual trial, an eyewitness named Sean Kelly testified that he saw 2 women fighting before someone broke it up. That lines up perfectly with what the bodyguard just revealed. But it doesn't stop there. A growing number of people are calling the whole trial a setup against Tory. John O. Caldwell, a contributor to the New York Post, pointed the finger at former LA County DA George Gascon, accusing him of railroading Tory by pushing gun enhancement charges to make him look like a straight-up threat. Even political strategist Diana Blade is backing these claims, comparing Tory's legal nightmare to the Menendez brothers. Yep, the ones who admitted to killing their parents but are now getting support for early release. She's suggesting Tory got caught in a twisted system where protecting reputations mattered more than real justice. One major detail that's raising eyebrows, there was 0 forensic proof linking Tory to the weapon that shot Megan. Experts reportedly found only a 0.001% chance that his DNA was even on that gun. That's basically nothing. And now 50 Cent is convinced this wasn't just a random stabbing. He's calling it a full-blown setup. Think about it. What are the chances that Tory gets attacked right before fresh evidence drops that could clear his name? The timing is way too tight to be a coincidence, and 50's making it clear he's not buying the official story. But just to be clear, no one's flat out saying Megan lied or set Tory up. Let's not twist it.
She said, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? And she said, what? And then it was like, no. And I was like, she lying. At that point, I knew she's lying. It wouldn't be no reason for me to be around each other.
Megan was walking away from the car when she got shot, so from her point of view, she had no clear way of knowing who actually pulled the trigger, and considering she and Tory were beefing right before it happened, it's not wild that she thought he did it. Plus, Megan and Kelsey were super tight, best friends since way back, so it probably never crossed her mind that Kelsey could have been the one to turn on her like that. It's a messy situation, and emotions were all over the place. And here's another piece people forget. Megan didn't press charges. The state brought the charges against Tory. Right after the incident, when the police showed up, Megan didn't even name the shooter. She told them she stepped on glass. That's how protective she was at first. But that all changed after Tory's team allegedly started putting out false stories about her. That's when Megan snapped. She finally broke her silence and spilled everything during an explosive Instagram Live, laying out her version of what really went down. Boom! Things exploded after that. Rumors started flying that Jay-Z allegedly stepped in to twist the case behind the scenes, all to protect Megan, who signed to Rock Nation. And Tory? He claimed he was straight up threatened by someone from Rock Nation, telling him to shut up and not speak a word about the case. But Tory didn't stay silent. He clapped back hard. He denied ever shooting Megan and dropped his side of the story. According to him, things went sideways when Kelsey, who he was supposedly dating at the time, found out he and Megan had been hooking up on the low. And the craziest part, Tory said Megan already knew he was messing with Kelsey. So when the truth came out, Tory says Kelsey wasn't even mad at him. She was heated at Megan. That's when it all blew up. a wild argument broke out inside the car and things spiraled fast, ending with Megan shot and chaos everywhere. But Tory's story didn't sit right with a lot of people, especially Megan's fans. Social media lit up like wildfire, with folks picking sides and dragging each other trying to figure out who was lying and who was real. The drama split the internet in half. Tory even tweeted, "Good D had me messing with two best friends and I got caught. That's what I apologize for, is sick." That one line set off another firestorm online. It didn't help his case, but it sure kept the drama alive and had everybody talking nonstop. Once Megan publicly said Tory was the one who shot her, boom, the whole thing exploded. Tory got arrested quick, but didn't stay locked up for long.
Worry about it. Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie?
He was released on a $350,000 bail deal. As part of the terms, he had to keep quiet and wasn't allowed to speak publicly about the case at all. Plus, the court ordered him to stay far away from Megan. No contact, period. But even before the courtroom drama started, Megan was already getting dragged online. The hate came fast and hard. People started calling her a liar, accusing her of trying to destroy Tory's career. And it wasn't just a handful of trolls. It was a full-on wave. Social media turned toxic and the negativity was relentless. Some of her fans switched up on her overnight, and even people in the music game started throwing shade. Drake even slid a line into a track that had folks thinking he was accusing her of faking the whole thing. That hit deep. Megan later opened up about the emotional toll all of it took on her. In an interview, she said, "In some kind of way, I became the villain. I don't know if people don't take it seriously because I seem strong. I try every day to get through it and be good. I feel so bad because I don't feel like anybody's taking me seriously. But I don't want them to see me cry. I don't want them to feel like, oh, I got you. Oh, I'm breaking you." She kept pushing through the pain, but she didn't hold back about what she wanted for Tory. Megan said clearly, "I want him to go to jail." By the time the trial kicked off in December 2022, the whole situation was already a straight-up circus. It wasn't even televised, but it still felt like a full-blown soap opera playing out in real time. Tory's legal team came for Megan with everything they had. And let's just say they weren't exactly keeping it classy. They dug deep into Megan's personal life.
We had to come kill the streets for 5 minutes.
You said what? I gotta switch up the music, the PD just came right. Okay.
Tory, don't get my phone wet.
Exposing stuff that had nothing to do with the shooting. And even though there were no cameras in the courtroom, the tea still spilled everywhere. Legal details kept leaking like crazy, so the public basically had VIP access to the drama. Tory's defense wasn't really focused on proving his innocence. It was more like a full attack on Megan's character. They tried to paint her as the jealous one, bringing up the whole messy triangle between her, Tory, and Kelsey. They spun the narrative like Megan was the aggressor in the situation. It got even messier when they started throwing around claims about Megan being involved with multiple industry men, trying to slut-shame her and tear down her credibility in front of the world. The goal? Make her look bad enough that people would question everything she said. Then came Kelsey, the one-time bestie turned courtroom wildcard. Tory's team treated her like their secret weapon, hoping she'd side with them and shake up the case. The Megan-Kelsey friendship was tight until that night. After the shooting, their whole bond just crumbled. When Kelsey hit the stand, she dropped some surprising info of her own. She said Kylie Jenner had only invited her and Megan to the party that night. It was Megan who decided to bring Tory along. So yeah, Tory ended up getting found guilty, and that's when the drama hit a whole new level.
The independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Taw and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met on Saturday.
Our witness.
Suddenly, All eyes turned to Jay-Z, with folks accusing him of being way more involved than anyone thought. The wildest claims that he straight up bribed the jury to make sure Tory went down. Tory's dad wasn't staying quiet either. He went off right outside the courthouse, shouting that Jay-Z and Roc Nation used their power and money to twist the whole case. He was fired up, calling out names and pointing fingers in front of reporters like it was Judgment Day. And he didn't stop there. Tory's dad claimed Jay-Z personally had a hand in locking Tory up, saying the whole thing felt rigged and manipulated from the jump. Then he dropped an even crazier accusation that Sean Kelly, one of the key witnesses, had been bought off. According to him, Sean Kelly originally gave testimony that helped Tory's side. But after allegedly meeting with some Roc Nation folks, his vibe completely switched. Suddenly, his story changed. And Tory's dad thinks that wasn't just a coincidence. He believes Sean was either influenced hard or straight up paid to flip sides. Tory's team made it loud and clear. They believe there's way more happening behind the scenes than the public knows. They're pointing fingers straight at Jay-Z and Roc Nation, claiming they were pulling strings in the background and quietly manipulating the case, and that just made everything feel 10 times more intense and suspicious.
Stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met
They
on Saturday.
met with
Eventually, Tory was sentenced to 10 years in prison. But even after that, his dad wouldn't let it rest. He's convinced that Jay-Z was calling the shots from the very beginning, moving pieces behind closed doors to protect Megan Thee Stallion, who signed to Roc Nation and brings in serious money for Jay. According to Tory's dad, it was all about business. He believes Jay-Z's priority was protecting his investment in Megan's brand and career. And here's where it gets even deeper. Tory had a chance to sign with Roc Nation years ago, but he famously turned it down. He even said publicly he'd never sell his soul. And if you know how the music industry works, you already know that kind of talk hits nerves. Tory's dad is convinced that rejection didn't sit right with Jay-Z. He believes Hov took it personally, and that grudge played a big role in everything that happened after. The whole situation, from the trial to the sentencing, is being painted like a high-stakes revenge plot. And guess what? 50 Cent seems to agree. He's been dropping hints that Jay-Z might have gone so far as to try and take Tory out permanently. This ain't even the first time 50 Cent has put Jay-Z on blast for shady behavior. He's been calling him out for years, saying Jay acts like he's running the whole music game like some kind of god. 50 once said he's got a king complex. He thinks he's effing Jesus. This Jehovah stuff, I'm just watching him. He even called out Jay for always throwing sneaky shots, saying, I don't like those subliminal things. That's the punk way to do things. So, with all that tension already in the mix, 50, back in the Tory conspiracy, just added more gas to the fire. Meanwhile, Megan and Tory's legal battle didn't stop at the courtroom. Megan's team revealed that she currently has a restraining order against Tory. Her lawyers accused him of bullying and harassing her from prison, from behind bars. They claimed that Tory, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, was still targeting Megan by using bloggers and media figures to push false narratives about her. One name that came up? Elizabeth Milagro Cooper, an online blogger who allegedly published several fake stories about Megan and the entire trial. Megan's legal team wasn't playing. They slapped Cooper with a civil lawsuit for defamation, officially titled Megan Pete versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, and it's currently active in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida. The lawsuit didn't hold back either. According to the amended complaint, Ms. Cooper is being called out as Tory Lanez' puppet and mouthpiece. Megan's team claims Tory used her to spread his messages from behind bars, and there's receipts. Tory even tweeted that Milagro Grams is the realest, and that tweet's been submitted in court as Exhibit 2, but it doesn't stop there. A former close friend of Milagro, King Memoir, stepped forward and spilled even more tea. He confirmed in a public article that Milagro worked with Tory to smear Megan's name. That article? It's now Exhibit 3 in the case, and King Memoir didn't hold back. He claimed Milagro despises Megan and talks directly with Tory's dad to leak private info from inside the prison straight to the press. So yeah, this case is still messy and far from over. There's even talk that things might head back to court. If that happens, it's going to be wild to see how the restraining order plays out when Tory and Megan are face to face again in a legal setting. Now, if you made it this far, drop 1,000 comments below and tell us what you think. Is this a case of justice or manipulation? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next twist in this crazy story. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.